Hello, everybody, this is Carla, and this time I'm here to do a review for episode 10 of season 1 of Lucifer. This episode is titled Pops, and I have to say, I really liked it. It's always nice to hear Lucifer griping up about his, quote unquote dad, aka God. It's always just so much fun because it makes it seem like a actual human family. And it makes me laugh a lot, especially given that he kept, not just griping about him and what he did to him, but also, at all the people that keep going, oh God, and he just takes it really bad. Like, it's such a I don't know, something that people do so often. Like, even people who aren't religious go, oh God, half the time. When they're mad, when they're happy, when they're in pleasure. It's a tick that has become so ingrained in our culture that you can find it everywhere. And I can't imagine if you're going to be, if you're going to get into a bad mood every time you hear, oh God, then you're going to be in a bad mood a lot of the time. And it makes me laugh just thinking about it. I actually even liked Mace's subplot, which is, I wasn't expecting that because lately I don't really care much about Mace. I don't think they give her enough to do. So I think this might be a start to actually giving her something to do. I loved her scene with Trixie. I mean, Trixie is the best, okay? She can make any episode great. She's the most adorable thing ever, and I love her. And I love that out of all people, she would, befriend a demon. It makes total sense in my head, you know what I mean? Like, if anybody could befriend a demon, it would be Trixie. I did like, however, that Maze was actually looking for help from Linda. I did think it was a little hypocritical of Linda to go don't you think there's something unethical about this? And I'm like, yeah, says the therapist who slept with her client several times. And even when she stopped sleeping with him, she still did not refer him to a different psychiatrist. Like, really? So that bugged me a bit, but I do like the idea that she might actually become friends with Linda rather than, being a client. So I am willing to see where that goes. I'm interested in the fact that Mace is actually doing something. As far as Chloe's mom goes, obviously she doesn't seem as bad as Chloe makes her sound to be. Of course, that's something that every son or daughter feels about their parents. Like, we all get exasperated at our parents for one reason or another. And Chloe has her reasons, and I can see a lot of them. I don't think it's that bad. After all, eventually she did, split up from her mom and decided to do her own thing and join the police academy. So you would think that maybe they can make up a little bit. But I liked her. I don't know. I liked her, even though she's a bit of a child. That's for sure. But I liked her. She's fun. I like what she brings to the table as far as the balance between the characters in this show goes. And it makes total sense that, she would be BFFs with Lucifer. So that needs to happen. As far as I'm concerned. Because they're both childs. They're both a child inside. So I'm all up for that. I was actually really glad that Chloe was going to decide to maybe give Dan a chance because I like Dan. So, of course, it can't be that easy after all. I was really glad to see that Dan did the right thing. Like, even when Lucifer, decided to blurt out in front of everybody that he'd been trying to sleep with Chloe, even then, Dan would have every reason to be mad at him. I'm glad that they didn't take it far enough that he would want to kill Lucifer. In the end, he did the right thing. He told, Malcolm, that he wasn't going to help him kill Lucifer or anything. Of course, now I'm hoping that he's unconscious and not dead, because that would be quite anticlimactic. That last fight was kind of weird for me because it was really dark and I couldn't really see who was winning half the time. So in the end, the fact that Dan lost the fight to a man in handcuffs was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But I think I would think that he's unconscious. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him later. I just hope he's not dead. And I did like Chloe's reaction to it. It's like, oh, since Dan dumped me before we even got back together, now I'm going to go and throw myself at Lucifer. And the fact that Lucifer, turned her down is amazing. And I love that he was kind of, like, what is going on? It was funny because it's something that he may not like. In his brain, his own logic would dictate that he would never turn her away if she's offering sex to him, but it's almost involuntary of him to just do the right thing now, which is really, really interesting. The one thing in this episode, though, I like the murder plot too. What I didn't like was that, you could really see the threads where there were parallels with Junior's story to Lucifer's, and that's why Lucifer was so into this murder plot, and that's why he wanted Junior to actually be the killer, because in a sense it would be like him, taking down his own dad by proxy, in a way, taking down God by proxy, in a way. But we could all see, with the way things developed, that Pops did love his father, and his father did love him, and maybe there could have been a reconciliation. We could see it from the murder plot. I just wish there had been more of Lucifer kind of seeing it, because when everybody assumed that Junior was the killer, he was like really into it, and he's like, this is just like my life and whatever. And then as soon as it started to become obvious that Junior had not killed his father, Lucifer kind of backed up from thinking that maybe there were parallels with him. I would have liked to see more of that, more of him thinking like, if these two can mend their differences, even though they're so different and they want different things and they've been apart for so long, maybe there could be something in his father. I would have liked to, obviously he's not going to just go back to God and beg for forgiveness or anything, but I would have liked to see at least the seed of maybe hope sort of burning in him, in a way. I don't think we've seen that. And now that his wings are burned and he can't just return to heaven whenever he wants, I was hoping for that seed of hope. I was hoping for it. It doesn't seem to be there, though. At least I didn't get that feeling. So I thought that was a missed opportunity there. Not that they have to, make Lucifer good and make him want to go back to heaven straight away or anything. It's just that seed of hope. I wanted something, and I didn't see it because Lucifer kind of just disconnected himself from the plot as soon as it became obvious that Junior wasn't the killer. You know what I mean? He was still helping Chloe. He was still helping Chloe catch the real killer. He just wasn't as personally invested anymore. And I think, it's interesting because, again, it's a defense mechanism of his. He doesn't want to admit that maybe there's something there that parallels him and his father. So you could see him take a step back, but I would have liked to see a little bit more hope on the other side of things. Like maybe that he could see the parallel, he just wasn't sure about it. I thought that was a bit of a missed opportunity there. But the rest of it I really loved. I thought this was a really solid episode. I really like the friendship between him and Chloe. I like that Lucifer didn't take advantage of her when she was drunk. I like that she was even, just enough wanting to go to Lucifer in a moment of despair in a way. Not that she was going to throw herself at him. She has the right idea there. She shouldn't have done that. But when she went to him, at least as a friend, to talk, to unload on him, I think that's a good thing. Because I don't think Chloe is used to depending on people, and it's good that she can come to Lucifer with that kind of stuff. I think it's a good next step for their friendship in a way. So that's interesting. And yeah, I thought the case was really solid. I liked the Pop storyline. I mean, they tried to make him like a Gordon Ramsay type at the beginning, like this really awful restaurateur who yelled at people and threw things. And in the end, it turned out, he did care about his son. And his son did care about him. And sometimes people who go down the wrong path can come back and do something for themselves, like not just for his father, but for himself, get himself clean and maybe, try to come up with a future. And sometimes, when a father or a mother pushes you to something, sometimes you may not like it. Sometimes you may do it, out of obligation or whatever, and then you decide that that's not what you want in life. Sometimes you actually might find a passion in your life. It's like Junior. He thought that's not what he wanted, but it was. So maybe he does owe his father a little bit. It could have been done better. I mean, his father could have been a little easier on him and not force it on him. But in the end, he found out that he loved cooking, and he wants to do that for the rest of his life. So I think that's a good storyline that I could, connect with in a sense. And I think everybody who has parents can connect with it in a way, because we've all been through that at some point, I'm sure. Overall, I really liked this episode. I thought it was really good. I'm curious to see what happens with Dan, because obviously Malcolm is up to no good. And we didn't see him in a deal either, so I want to know if he's keeping tabs on Malcolm as closely as I would assume he is. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, and can I just say, Trixie needs to be in every single episode, okay? Because she's the best thing about this show. I'm not even kidding. I really love her, and I loved all the parallels between the plot, the murder plot, and Lucifer's, issues with his own father. I loved their friendship with Chloe. I loved Chloe's mom. I thought she was really fun, even if she isn't the greatest mom ever. I would like to see more of her. I really liked this episode. It was really well done, and I really enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. I was also very tense from time to time. I thought it was very interesting that the show could make me feel that way. And I didn't know who would turn out to be the killer, honestly, so I was surprised by that. Really great episode. I definitely enjoy it, and I hope they keep on this path from now on, because they've been pushing out pretty interesting episodes lately, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, that's about it. As usual, don't forget to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. We have reviews not just for previous Lucifer episodes, but also for other TV shows, books, movies, games, you name it, it's there. Just visit and browse around. And also, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. Most of the time, before our reviews even hit the website, they're up on YouTube. Most of the time. And so if you don't want to miss anything we upload, then please subscribe to our channel. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. And that's about it for me today. I will see you guys in my next review. Bye.